and we're back with Georgia Fox from the Amador County Historical Society. Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you this morning.
Nice to see you too.
Georgia, you're the former county historian, so you know everything, right?
Oh no, not everything.
Yeah, yes you do. You know it all.
I'm the former curator of the museum for
Right.
almost 20 years.
Wow.
But now you're
And I-
working with the Kennedy Mine Foundation, and you're working on you're a member of the board, is that
I'm
correct?
a member of the board of the Amador County Historical Society too.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at this, an Argonaut mine disaster, and that happened 91 years ago.
Yes.
But almost to the day, we had a really great event at the Argonaut mine 91 years later on August 31st with my daughter getting married there.
Oh, she did.
We had a-
Really?
Yeah,
On that
we
day?
had a big event there, so
You did?
out of
Oh,
every disaster comes something good, I guess. And
That's
the
right.
Yes.
That's right.
Historical Society is working with Kennedy Mine and trying to really show people what it was, and you know, there's some great figures on here about the mine.
Right.
Not the horrible part that happened on the 28th of August, 1922. But
What did happen that day?
I can tell you a little bit about that. Well, 47 miners went down 4,200 feet, and a fire broke out at the 3,000-foot level, and they couldn't get out, and it was very, they had another shaft that was an air shaft, a Muldoon shaft, and they turned fans on hoping it would bring the gases up, but instead of bringing the gases up, it pushed the gases down because of the fire. However, the men went to work at the 11 o'clock shift, and this happened about 3 in the morning, so we figured they didn't really last past 24 hours. Turning on the fans didn't have anything to do with them passing away. They took their jackets off and built rocks all up trying to keep the gases out, and it just didn't happen, and all 47 miners perished.
And they actually, we had a story from someone the other day about the miners that came from mines from other counties and other mines within the county.
Yes.
Actually, it was Rick Kreth who was saying that I think his grandfather was involved, and they
Right.
actually had to go down and bore from the
Kennedy side, because they had cemented the shafts up, and they could have gotten out had those shafts had not been cemented
But
up.
they went down the Argonaut and bored through and actually broke through into the Kennedy.
Well, no, it was in the Argonaut, so from the Kennedy, they drilled in to get into the Argonaut to get the men out, but it was too late
too
there.
late.
Yeah, it was 10 days later, and all of the men had perished, and they only found 46 bodies when they knew that 47 were down there, so that's kind of a mystery that took place.
Never found them.
Well, they found them about a year later. He had called off on another level, trying to find a way out or either trying to save his men.
Wow, what
So-
a heartbreak.
But I'll also tell you all about the mine model. That's the main reason I came today.
Yeah.
The mine model is a wonderful exhibit. It's in the little building right in the parking lot of the museum. And we have the tours Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at noon and 1 o'clock. And the museum is open. You can see the museum and then go out to the mine model at 12 or at 1 o'clock. And I'm there on Saturdays, every Saturday, volunteer. And we're all volunteers from the Historical Society. And it's a wonderful exhibit. Robert Post is the one that made this exhibit, and it has a head frame that stands 10 stories tall and a stamp mill and the wheels, and it shows everything in action with motors, and it's like a little show showing how the hard rock miners brought the gold up for more than a mile under the earth.
Wow.
So it's very, very good, and we have the tours, and then we also, if any of the groups, the car clubs, or any organizations locally would like to make an appointment, we can take on 20, 30 people, and they also have the museum now to go through, plus the mine model. So it really makes a nice event.
Now, what gave you this passion for Amador County history?
Well, I worked there for so long, and I worked with Larry Sonato too, and worked with the archives, and so many people would come into the museum and ask about families, and we would look things up, and I just got very steeped in history.
Yeah, that's
I
fascinating.
love this county, and it's still in my heart.
That's wonderful.
And I just can't seem to get away from it. I'm volunteering now
Yeah.
more than when I worked 40 hours.
I'm
Let's
sure.
talk about some of these pictures that you brought in.
This is a picture of the museum. It was built in 1859 by Judge Brown, and here's a picture of Judge Brown. And
Let's hold that up again.
Here, I'll
there.
take it.
Okay, hold it
so I
up.
can see it.
I'll just backtrack a little bit and tell you about Judge Brown. Judge Brown was a lawyer. He was a California assemblyman. He was a town trustee. He built the museum. He was a real estate baron. He was about everything in this county, and that's why the museum was built. He built that home for his family and 11 children.
Wow.
And it's made out of brick and mortar, 13 inches thick, and the Historical Society has been doing the ADA work that was required for us to be able to open to the public, and that's all done, and we're all volunteering and keeping it open, and it's a wonderful thing for this county.
Now let's talk about Judge Jesse Foote Turner.
Yes, Jesse Foote Turner was one of the first judges around 1863, and maybe I'll just show you about this too. Recently, last week, can you? Last week we had the California Supreme Court Justice visit. There were about 95 lawyers, judges from all over the counties, from Calaveras, El Dorado, and Amador County. It was a wonderful event, and I set up an 8-foot-long table of historical items from the county and explained all of the history to the Chief Justice, and it was very rewarding to be able to.
She was intrigued, wasn't she?
She was very intrigued.
Yeah.
And last but not least, let's talk about the namesake for Jackson.
The namesake from Jackson came from Alden Apollos
that,
Jackson.
And he arrived in Jackson in 1860, but he was
1860.
well respected, so they named the town after him?
Yes, well respected. And we don't have too many pictures. This is the only picture we have of him. And he was a pillar in this county, and they just felt they would like to name Jackson after him.
I guess I need to get more highly regarded. Town named after me.
That's right, Richard.
So you have the mine model. It's at the Amador County Museum, and people can go there anytime to see it?
No, actually when we're open, just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday
that's
right
what I
now.
meant.
Yeah, but eventually we'll open a little bit more as we
You
get
just,
more
need,
volunteers.
you just need to work more hours, Georgia.
Oh, yeah, right.
So Friday, Saturday, and
Tell my
Sunday
husband
from
about
11 to 3, and it's a $2 charge for adults and a $1 charge for kids.
Right.
Not too much to teach kids a little bit about history, right?
Well, yes, really. I go to, I dress up like a lady miner, and I have background music, and I have all the props, and I go out to all the schools, and I pretend I'm a lady miner, and I talk like a lady miner.
That's great.
And entice the teachers to bring them over. And during the years that I was, when the museum was open, we had about 600 students come through each year studying the gold rush in the 4th grade.
Wow.
So that was one of my things that I did too, which was always very interesting and rewarding to me because I love the 4th graders. They're just wonderful. They're so eager to learn all about the history of this county.
Yeah.
And we need to keep teaching our young kids about history because there's so much rewriting of history now. So.
Right, that's right.
But with that, enough political commentary. We have to go to our break. Georgia, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
We're going to go to our break and be back with our final segment.
Okay. Okay, I guess I got most everything in.
Welcome back to the Acorn and Feather Sports Report.